Hello, it's me again, André Pereira. Today I'll talk about speeding the software development and perceived benefits of it. I will start saying that not a long time ago, it was really hard to convince executives that writing automated tests is good for the business. It's hard to justify the value because it's very counterintuitive that spending half your time writing code that will never reach production is beneficial for the business, will improve economical metrics. As counterintuitive as it is, the industry collectively learned that to be true. And that's because if we understand what software engineering is, it's basically a collective of practices aimed at avoiding entropy at all costs. Any software system will reach a point in its life that will be so hard to modify its behavior to fulfill new requirements, and it will be just easier to throw it away and start a new system. So you have your system now. It is doing what it's supposed to do, but the requirements will change. Never static. A system intended to live through years and decades will have a lot of changes along the way. And if you let entropy creep in, what will happen is that each new modification will be harder and harder to do, and it will reach a point where you can't reliably change your system without risking breaking another part of it, and it becomes so hard to change stuff that the system becomes useless. Why I'm saying that? I'm reading and talking with people a lot about those AI tools that we are seeing and using every day. And the greatest value proposition of those AI tools is that they speed up software development. So instead of deploying X features, you deploy 2X features in the same amount of time. That's indeed true, but raw speed is not all that matters. You could avoid writing tests and ship twice the amount of features in this week, but in the long run, your development speed will drop. So if you consider all the time you spend in maintenance, that is most of the times, most of the cost of a software system, you'll be paying more and getting slower results in the long run. So we need to remember what good software is, and for me it is a software that outputs the correct answers in a reasonable amount of time. So your software needs to be correct, needs to do what it's supposed to do, otherwise it's useless. So it doesn't matter if you're shipping 10 times more features if they are not correct. And how do you guarantee that the AI output is correct? You can use AI to verify AI, but that's as useful as it is, and I admit it's very useful. I will always from now on pass my code through AI to review it, and it will point out a lot of interesting facts about my code, but you cannot be 100% sure that your code is correct. That was always true, and it always will be. But unless you have humans going through the code and reviewing it and understanding it, and those things takes a lot of time that negates the benefits of the AI, You are just pumping the output into your production system and basically betting your reputation with your customers on a stochastic system, the AI, the LLM model. Of course, some domains are more demanding than others. So, for a financial system, for example, you cannot be wrong when you calculate taxes or interest. So a software that doesn't calculate accurately the values is useless, or in the best scenario, it's or useless or harmful. So the tricky part of using AI code is that locally the code is correct, but so let's say you want to implement a sort algorithm. The training data has lots of sort algorithms. It will output you a nice one, better than you would have done by yourself. But LLM models, they are right now really bad at abstractions, mostly your own abstractions, the abstractions created by your system. So there's a lot of local context in any software, a lot of concepts belonging just to that project, and the AI is bad at getting that context and using those abstractions and creating new abstractions. That's where the humans need to come in and polish the result. If you are not doing it, you are basically admitting that your software will be whatever the AI outputs, and it can be a loose abstraction that will increase entropy, and your system will be less maintainable in the future. In some scenarios, that's fine. If I'm writing a throwaway script to generate a report today, that's totally fine. If I'm writing a system that I want to exist 10 years in the future when I left the company, that's not really good. So that's what I wanted to say. Summarizing, speed in software development is a counterintuitive concept. Sometimes what seems like going slower is actually faster, and sometimes what seems faster is actually slower. Correctness matter more in some domains than in others, but wrong software is a useless software. So you want to test it, you want to verify it, and if you're not doing it, you are betting. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say today. Thank you very much. See you soon.